What's up, y'all? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Beer with the Boys. I'm your host, your captain speaking, the butcher, the enforcer, and the underboss. We back. The squad is back. The squad is back. Another day, another episode. How's everybody feeling before we get into this joint? Oh yeah, one time for
Good.
Everything good, man.
Wow.
I'm trying to figure out who gonna pick their sides.
You don't know why I'm at with it.
I'm trying to figure out what side we gonna be after this.
Side of what?
You don't know why I'm at with this.
You
What
know
side
what
are
the
you
video?
talking about?
Oh, never mind. Yeah. I know where you stand.
What video? Oh, the interview?
He ran into the gate.
Did you not see the from the
I ain't
cup?
pushing into
You
it.
didn't see from the cup?
No, I
Oh
didn't.
yeah. That's when Tomatonga came up on him, ran up on Jay White now.
That shit was hilarious.
Oh, when it was outside the parking lot?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh, so you asking what side?
That's
I'm
my
on?
bad, though.
You know what side he on.
Jay White
Okay.
sent the message. Jay sent the message. He said, "Hey, everybody pick y'all
What
side."
side I'm on? You asking
Gotcha.
what side I'm
My bad,
on?
dog. Because
Bro,
it seems
what?
like, oh shit.
Bro, what? It's OGBC over here, brother. I
So
don't know
what
who that guy is.
So what you're saying is you and Jay White then?
No.
Because Jay said he OCBC.
I'm just know I'm from an island not too far away, but I don't live in that. I don't live in North Dakota where we.
It's too early for
My
this.
elbow caught him.
It's too early, baby. It's too early.
It's too early for this, but
You always come in with some drama.
I'm not creating drama. I'm just letting everybody know, hey,
this
I just want to see like how you doing. It's like
smoke.
what I want to know is who got the smoke for who. Like, bang, how was your day? Like, come on, bro.
I just want to see where the dust settles. That's all. Yeah, we gon' man. Let's be real with ourselves, bro.
Hey, Grandma.
I think the best news that's happened this week, well, not the best, but the most shocking news was ROH getting bought. That shit.
okay.
I heard the rumors about it, but I didn't know.
Bro. All right, can I say this? Do y'all think for how much Tony Khan paid, it was worth that?
Okay, I'm gonna start. Hold on, bro.
Kevontae, be honest. There was
No, I'm
another
asking.
person that wanted it, so he had to
Okay,
chip out
I'm
some
gonna tell you
money.
what I told Drew this morning. Now, me and Bryce always talk about this. They was already saying Vince McMahon was looking into buying ROH at one point in time, but the deal went sour. Now, Bryce brought up to my attention like a few months ago, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, about the tape library.
Yeah, it was.
And in that tape library is the first ROH, All Out.
It was all in. All in was the first. Very first all in.
So I'm like, whatever they paid, because they say that ROH, Tony Khan paid more than what WWE paid for WCW. And they feel like, yo, that's a stupid move. But if you really think about it from a ROH standpoint, like, yo, we got something you need. We got this library with 4 pay-per-view. So now I gotta play your game. Now we all like calls. We all like, oh.
But that much though, like you had to think about this. Like it's like you playing a game that you don't know much about. You just going, in a sense,
right?
You feel me?
Yeah, I feel.
But the thing is, like, from my perspective, do you want to risk the fact that your very first pay-per-view is bought out and owned by a rival company? Because WWE will want it because there were people on their roster that were from Ring of Honor, and if they would have got a hold of that all-in pay-per-view, then the pieces are in Vince's favor. Now that Tony has the ROH tape library alongside the pay-per-view, I really didn't care much about the all-in pay-per-view. I just care more about the fact that they got a hold of the entire library because that holds all of the talent on their show versus what little talent they have on WWE.
Excuse me, I apologize. I got a quick question. Somebody's background is a little loud.
Oh, that's
So
Cavato.
might need to go.
Yeah, it was
He might
Cavato.
need to go to a different location. Yeah.
So I'm gonna piggyback off what Bryson said. I put it like this: if let's say WWE was to buy ROH, right?
Mhm.
Now WWE has the all out pay-per-view, all in. So they have it. So now you gotta still pay whatever Vince McMahon wants for that. And you know Mr. Petty McGee gonna be like, I want 100 million for it or whatever for it. Just to be a dick about it. Like, bro. So I'd rather pay whatever ROH wants.
See, here's my question. Why can't, I mean, it's a stupid question, but it's not a stupid question. Why can't whomever owns it, why can't you just buy it and just let it be?
Because Vince is petty.
It's not. Well, what's the purpose? Because what has ROH done to you? What brought you money? Because half your roster at different points in time came from ROH.
Can I talk about what I mean Tony talked about this morning? Because that's a good point.
Go ahead.
Because they've been making money for you for a long time.
That's true.
You
But
really
at the
wanna
same
look at it that
time, Triple H gonna get a partnership with Ring of Honor. So the way that I brought it up to Tony was he took talent from Ring of Honor and tried to get them WWE. I want to say, hate to say it like that, but he tried to get them WWE bread, but not go to the main roster. So it's like he was trying to create something like Ring of Honor, but not with Ring of Honor. So he was actually, killing it badly. Like people say AEW was the catalyst that broke Ring of Honor, but it was actually NXT because, like you mentioned, there was a lot of people from Ring of Honor.
It was definitely NXT. It was if in this situation it would definitely be NXT. Yeah, because the way it sounds like he was playing both sides.
Yes,
in a sense.
So he was taking people from Ring of Honor, and like I said, he was building them on the NXT brand. So Ring of Honor really didn't have much. So it's like you look at it as a situation where, like, well, do I want to work with the guy who stole our talents, or do I want to work with the guy that most of my talents are with on the show, actually doing what they love? That's just how I see it. So I think the Ring of Honor picked the better of the two evils, because at least a lot of people like Jay Lethal and all the alumni,
right? They actually get some type of TV time.
Exactly.
And I feel like going into one of tonight's topics, the Indies, height of the Indies and everything. Like Triple H, literally, there was one point in time we were calling NXT the Super Indies because he was getting talent from everywhere. They were literally snagging everybody.
As soon as your contract was up, oh yeah, the first person who's gonna call you was Triple H.
And
because he sees the talent that no one else is paying attention to. The problem with that is it's like a politician. You're making promises you can't keep, in a sense, because even though a lot of people go to NXT and they get a little bit of time, what happened? But that's where the line ends. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think the biggest example of what you're saying is a Chris Hero, because when Chris Hero was in NXT,
he ain't do shit.
Exactly,
bro. Listen, and I know Toni Storm didn't come from that, but let's use Toni Storm for example. As soon as she got to the main roster, boop, gone.
But do we blame that on? Yeah, blame
no. That's what
I'm saying. Like, if a lot of people wanted to stay in NXT, they didn't want to go to the main roster.
Because they knew that if they didn't stay in NXT, they couldn't really
do anything anywhere else. That's where you blame Vince, because like once you get a person who don't understand the more of the indie side of things, because like, at least Triple H understood it. Like, he got that. Like, he got the fanage of the independent circuit.
But then I can't really say I blame Triple H, but I promise at one point in some of these conversations, Triple H had to tell these guys, hey, don't worry, you're not gonna go to the main roster just for them to beat up on the main roster. So I can't really fault him because he was trying to keep people there. But when Vince tells Triple H, hey, I need this person on SmackDown this Friday, and Triple H can't tell him no.
Also, that kind of goes back to like the main roster fans because Vince said it on the Pat McAfee show. He's like, we try to give people what they want.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Now let him finish.
You know, he's
Well, let
like,
him
Vince
finish.
is saying like he tried to give people what they want, even though he doesn't want to sometimes.
Yeah, because I tell Drew this all the time. Like Vince McMahon, he sees it like this. Not us in general, but wrestling fans in general. To the people that's watching this, and I'm speaking to y'all. Like most wrestling fans will say they want one thing. If Vince gives it to them, then they say they want another thing. So now he's like, see, I told you they don't know what they want. So I gotta think for you. And when Vince thinks is bad, like dude,
because think about how many times people are like, oh, we should see like Ricochet versus so and so, or Adam Cole versus so and so, and things like that. But then as soon as it happens, why is he there?
Or
why is he there?
Titles, they want Alexa Bliss with the title. Then we want Charlotte with the title. Oh, Charlotte got the title, we want Bianca with the title. No, we want Becky back. Like, dog.
It bounces like Dan Bryan said it best. Wrestling fans are fickle. They are fickle.
Super fickle.
I don't think I want to argue that because I don't want to say it's wrestling fans are fickle. I hate to be that person. I want to say that WWE fans are fickle because when you look at other promotions and their wrestling audience, they're not like that.
And that's why we're talking about the hype of the indie. Like I was watching, that's why I brought this topic up, because I was watching I think it was What Culture. I think I sent you me a video about, I sent you the video about it, Bryce. They was talking about from 2011 to like 2016, 17, like when ROH and all indies just crushing. Like PWG, ROH, MLW was coming up, Define, Evolve. Like it was indie wrestling out there. Ass. Like I didn't even know about Keith Lee till I was watching the wrestling documentary. They was talking about Evolve with Drew McIntyre, Darby Allin.
I knew about him from PWG.
I'm like, you seeing all these guys, like these guys are dope. Then when you see them in WWE, it's like, yo, what the hell's happening? Like, I kind of like the indie circuit because the indie circuit is like hip hop. You got the underground hip hop, you got the mainstream hip hop. 10 times out of 10, the underground is like way better than this mainstream stuff. And like this, when you see cats like who just got off of work at Best Buy doing a show at somebody's high school, like these shows be fire. Cause PWG, they be in this small little arena. Everybody outside, like there's literally no see people outside around the ring. It's like a cult following, like
also the reason why I was like the reason why like the indie boom was so big because like they cared about the wrestling aspect of it. Like they move, like they cared about the moves and everything. While they got to like the bigger stages and stuff was just like entertainers. You gotta entertain. Not
so
wrestle.
do you think from an entertainment standpoint, independent wrestling is better than the WWE product right now?
So real quick.
Hold on, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm not to link what you're saying. So you already know what I'm watching.
Right.
And Sami Zayn, you know he's got a title, the IC title. He's going against Ricochet for the title. Before the match even goes on, Johnny Knoxville comes out, distraction. Ricochet jumps up like he's out there in the combine, hops on this man's legs, does the sunset joint. Boom, Ricochet's the IC champion. Now, these are two indie stars, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was exciting to see what Ricochet just did to him, to Sammy. Normally, those type of moves wouldn't happen in WWE like that unless you was Rey Mysterio, maybe. But they finally got a guy who has the leaping ability to jump up straight from ground, put his 2 feet, both his legs right here, sunset flip. That's like the indie stars compared to what we're used to, 2 different monsters. Ricochet doing that, that's some indie stuff to go behind. You feel what I'm saying? Like his ability. We haven't seen, in my opinion, we haven't seen anybody like a Ricochet or a Montez Ford. Now I know Montez Ford. I think he's pure. He's pure WWE. I think
he was started in NXT. Yes.
So, but how many times have you seen guys who can do a 40-foot vertical? You don't see that often.
About my kind of argument to that, Jeffrey, is how often do you see Ricochet go out there and do what he did on the Indies on WWE?
That's the other part. I think that because Ricochet is so athletic, he can. You wouldn't know that he wasn't doing certain things that he did on the circuit.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't even like what's his name?
Osprey.
Well, I can't really think right. No.
Phoenix?
No. I'm thinking about the Irish boy with the blue eyes.
Finn
Balor. Finn Balor. That one move he does not do in WWE, maybe once or twice on the main roster. I think it's called 1916.
Yeah.
1916, yeah. It was originally called Bloody Sunday. It's called Bloody Sunday on the circuit.
He never does that move. Right? I think he did it on NXT.
Because that was his new finisher when he turned heel.
Right. I'm assuming because I can say I wasn't fully on Finn. I'm assuming he was doing that on the Indies, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He would do the way that
he wasn't doing that.
The way that he set it up back because he started in New Japan first. He set it up, it would be the 1916 or Bloody Sunday into the double stomps. Or he would do the double stomps and then do Bloody Sunday.
See what I'm saying?
Either one of those finishes led to, the thing about that was like one finisher led to the other and vice versa. That's but in WWE, he's either coup de grace or he's Bloody Sunday, depending on what
on the main roster. It was always on the main roster. It was always coup de grace because I guess coup de grace was the more
face.
The more face, right? So he'll do what? He'll do sling blade, run from here, hit you with the double with the moon, double
John Woo.
And then he'll run over here and do the same thing. And then he'll look at everybody else, put his arms across the turnbuckle. It's the same move he does every single time. Hops on the top of the rope, coup de grace, game over, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's a whole different set on the indie circuit. Let me ask you this. Which one's more exciting for you?
Indie circuit.
Because let me piggyback. When I was in high school, when I first found out, because technically to me, we can like classify it as indie at the time when TNA NWA was around. When I saw Amazing Red for the first time, because I was so WWE, when I saw people like AJ Styles do these crazy off the wall, I'm like, what is this? Like, how do they? I don't see this over here.
And I think another thing too, I'm gonna piggyback up you, Tony. I think another thing too, when it comes to why the independent circuit is more watchable or was at the height of that time period, people have more control over who they were in and outside the ring. When you go to, because look at what was the biggest thing going on in 2011 in WWE? Was that the Randy Orton era of wrestling?
Yes.
I believe it was.
Finn Orton.
So let's be real. 2011 Orton was stale at best. I would say there was some times where I had trouble watching a full episode of Raw because Randy was a champ. But when I was watching TNA and stuff like that, I felt like those guys are having fun because they said, okay, we're going to have you act as this go behind the camera, but when you're in the ring, just do what you are the best at what you're doing. And I feel that at that time frame when you had like your PWGs and your Ring of Honor, people were just able to
hold on.
Sorry, time out. Cavante, your background's a little loud, bro.
It's all good. You good. But no, it's just the fact of the matter is people can just, the reason why that era was so good was because, and another thing that adds to that too was the personas. Like you didn't see people like Tama Tonga speaking his mind on a WWE. You didn't see that level of raw on a camera. And it's just amazing. It was just really it's shocking because this is unscripted, unsanctioned. Put your kids to sleep because I'm about to just go completely hand with what I'm saying. Fuck the script. I'm just gonna say what I want to say at the end of the day and get my point across.
Yeah, and I feel like with the indies is like when I saw, like I said, it's one of the things where I think when it comes to indie. I bring this up all the time. The Will Ospreay and Ricochet sequence is forever the one that's embedded in everybody's mind. The flips, then they counter. It's like you see that, like, bruh, you don't see that in WWE. You'll be lucky to see that, but it's like the stuff
that is very rare. You're right. That is very rare. To see those sequences. We've seen more and more of it, in my opinion, once AJ and all those guys came in.
Yeah, but AJ not as quick as Will. AJ's quick, but the quickness. The quickness.
I mean, the man's almost 50 years old, bro.
But he still got some go though. He ain't slow.
I know.
But that kind of quickness is just insane to pull that off and not get gas and just step down like and flip and just do a superhero pose like what's up? Then do a full match after you just did. That's the match right there.
Yeah, people like Ricochet, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Kofi Kingston, like these guys really be whoop 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 whoop. And look, I gotta respect Dawkins.
Oh yeah, he's
you could tell obviously you could tell he lost about 30 pounds. You know what I'm saying? But that man can move.
Of course.
And he can run those sets with people. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like not to go back on the Montez Ford A-Dog bandwagon, but these two guys, in my opinion, are definitely part of the new era of WWE. Be a certain the athleticism, even at that size, like Montez Ford ain't short. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys really can do a lot. You gotta be careful. Sometimes they overdo it, but you gotta be, but yeah.
I was just about to say, like, let's look at stuff on the indies. When we first saw the Real Ospreay and Ricochet spot, how many other people are trying to do the best that they can to replicate that thing to the point where it's like, I've seen this a lot, and it's starting to become not as special as it was the first time.
I think that's
at some point you got to realize, like, if it's overdone to a point, it starts becoming special. So even though your Montez Ford and Anthony Dawkins have something special, my fear is what will happen if this becomes too overexposed to the point where you just like, okay, this is just another daily routine in the cycle.
And that's kind of how I feel about like certain moves like everybody's doing nowadays, like the super kick.
That's the Young Bucks' fault. I blame the Young Bucks. That's the Young Bucks' fault.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, think about it. Back in the day,
shut your ass up, Jeff. Shut your ass up.
I'm saying, name another
person. Thank you.
Name one person who did the super kick back in the day who Shawn Michaels was doing it.
Because Shawn, can I promise you, Shawn went to the locker room in the back
and
said,
Stevie Richards was doing it.
Another person that was doing the super kick was RVD.
Stevie Richards was doing it too.
Actually, we got to go further back.
True. Steve Richards definitely was.
We got to go further back. We can't even use the super kick. We got to go to the DDT because the DDT was the first finisher that got used to a point of oblivion.
That's true.
Let's put some respect in the But what I'm saying is like
Raven and
back in the day,
Dreamer did it.
But back in the days, nobody else was really doing the super kick as a finish.
Nobody.
besides Song.
No.
Right?
But then as you got closer to like the years, everybody's doing it. And that's kind of like where like as a finish, it lost its glamour in a sense.
Yo, I'm sorry. Real time timeout.
Hold on.
Austin Theory came out. Pat McAfee across the face and said, "I'm your opponent in WrestleMania." And Pat McAfee is going off. I'm sorry.
With Pat McAfee. He's straight.
I like him. He said, "Where you going, little bitch?" I'm like, yo.
I was actually afraid. I was actually afraid for that rumor being true that it was gonna be Vince versus McAfee. I'm actually glad it went with Theory.
Nah, because remember last on Monday, Austin Theory was in his office.
I didn't watch.
He was like,
I know you didn't watch. I'm letting you know.
For audience out there, I don't watch Monday Night Raw. I don't watch WWE no more. What year was
that? We know. No, you know, but
the audience don't know.
Like,
no, you say it every single episode. We know.
Because every time you bring it up, I'm gonna bring it up.
But you also know that I'm one of the WWE guys here, so I'm keeping this. You keep up with New Japan. Tony keeps up with pretty much everybody. Vontae pretty much keeps up with everybody. I keep up with WWE. And since our page is primarily WWE talk,
but yeah, Austin Theory was ridiculous when he said. I knew it was gonna be Vince because he was like, Vince was talking about I'm gonna be on Pat McAfee show. Austin Theory was like, "Oh, you can smack him on the face and you can do this and that."
Yeah, because he was like, "What if Pat McAfee attacked you?" And he was like, "When you want somebody to be there with you."
Vince was like, "It ain't that type of show," and walks away. And then fucking Austin Theory picked up a pencil. Was like, "But it can be," and that was the end of the segment.
Right.
So that makes sense. I knew it was gonna be Vince and Pat McAfee. I knew that for a fact. That would have made no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, but Vince is what, damn near 2,000 trying to get into the ring. That man get closed out once he turned to dust.
back to Indy talk. So this Indy PWG. How fly.
But that's what I'm saying. You get like everybody on the Indy start doing the super kick.
Yeah, everybody was doing it, but I think the Young Bucks did it just to troll. Like, we're doing it just to do it. Then everybody started doing it.
But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you do, and it's also a thing of like in wrestling, you had to do it for a reason. Why are you doing it?
They were just firing off super kicks. Like, they were just firing them
everywhere. There
was a point they were firing off super kicks.
But here's the thing: that's at the height of anything. That what made people love it. It was like, oh shit, super kick.
They were trying to. They got to the point where like they had in Ring of Honor, they had a counter to see how many times they were doing in one fucking match.
Like in one match, bro. Like legit, every match, super kick counter, and you see that shit.
It was to the point where if the Young Bucks was there, you go to that show just for that.
Yeah, you just go. They even had a T-shirt super kick party. Like
Bryson.
Don't you see? Generation.
I'm so glad. Yo, can we just talk about how we almost fucking called that shit, and now everything in the universe is coming full circle.
Oh my god, bro, that's crazy.
That shit was so goddamn
It's not funny no more. It's not, because
it's scary.
No, it's quite scary. It's quite scary.
But when it comes to indies, though, getting back on topic, when it comes to that, when you got people like, going back to what we said about Ricochet, we got cats like Ray Phoenix that could fly. There's a move that I seen him do with Pentagon. He was literally on his shoulders, standing.
I know the spot.
And flipped and did. I don't know what it went into, but I'm like.
So I think I know what you're talking about. Phoenix bounced off the ropes. He vertical bounced. So Penta's like what? 5'11"?
Yeah,
maybe roughly.
Maybe. So he vertical. So he legit jumps up, straight jump up on his brother's shoulders, turns him around, and Penta will launch him up. And Penta would do Phoenix would do a moonsault, or he do a 450, or he just do whatever the fuck he want because he gravity don't exist for that man. He really don't.
Pentagon is 5'11". You right. He was right. He was
5'11".
right.
Oh damn! I'm actually shocked I called that.
He was spot on. But yeah,
So,
like
yeah,
he jumped on his shoulder and flipped off like it was like that kind of stuff is like unheard of in the mainstream WWE. But like,
but that's what makes the indies cool because
They do stuff that people
everybody does everything. You have to become more creative than the next person to make yourself more memorable.
You have to stand up. You have to stand out.
but see, I'm gonna ask this question. Kavon, our boy Kavon, he's an independent wrestler. He wrestles, but it's like, how as an indie wrestler, you on a card like PWG, and you go out, you get the privilege to follow Ricochet and Will Ospreay. Like, you know what kind of show. We know what you get when you go to a PWG show. We know.
Yeah.
This ain't no technical wrestling. This is spot fest. We know what you get. So
well,
how
do you get your technical wrestling?
You get a sprinkle, but like what? How do you follow acrobatic flips? You're like, damn, we gotta go out there and follow them.
Like,
what do you do?
Like sometimes it's kind of like trying to follow Shawn and Taker at Mania. Sometimes it just ain't gonna happen the way you think it's gonna happen. You just can't follow that up. But like
at the end of the day, you got to go out there and do.
You got to do what you got to do.
Do what you do best because you never know. There might be something in your match that people will be talking about too.
Yeah, like it's gonna pop people. It's just you have to figure out a way to bring that out of them.
Yeah,
like you can do like all the flips and stuff. Yes, it's about timing of when you put that stuff there, or figure out a different way to do it.
And that's what made 2011 to 2016 really good was because I feel that at that time period, a lot of the wrestlers of that generation were very humble and were able to form connections with the crowd that got behind them and got the popularity and the hype behind them. That way, they can build steam to who they are today.
Yeah.
It's like Keith Lee when he pounced Adam Cole into the crowd. He did that in PWG.
Oh man, he pounced the shit out of fucking. It was Leo Rush. He pounced the shit out of Leo Rush.
But the way he did it, then he did it from the ring into the crowd because in PWG the barricades and stuff is closer to the ring.
Oh no, that was Ricochet that he did that. I know what spot you thought. That was Ricochet. He did it too.
It's closer to the ring. So when he did it, he pounced him from the ring to the outside of the crowd.
But see, it's like with stuff like that, it's insane.
Exactly. So that's why it worked in NXT because it was just out of nowhere. Because nobody didn't see that shit happening in PWG either. It just happened.
To follow that,
follow that up, it's kind of hard to do.
Dude, I'm just gonna say that I don't think I can speak for all of us. I don't think we ever laughed so hard when we saw Adam Cole get flung. Like he flew out like he was over the barricade. He was 12 seats over. He had to be.
No, he definitely went. He went in the crowd.
Like, what made it funny to me?
What made it funny was the thing about Keith Lee is when you don't. The thing that makes it funny with Keith is you don't expect it. Like I remember back when I was watching NXT.
Hold on, pause there. Keith Lee, he threw a grown man across the ring.
We gonna get to that, Tony. We gonna get to that. But the thing that started that.
Did he really? We already know how this works.
I know, but still though, can I have my moment? Can I have my moment?
No, and not if it's not the weight of Adam Cole, Leo Rush. Who was it?
That was all doing. I'm talking about all doing AEW.
Jordan Cassidy.
For Private Party when he threw the dude across the ring in his debut.
Remember, he don't want. It was Jordan Cassidy. Remember, Jericho, you linked the video on the page.
No, Jordan Cassidy. Okay, hold on.
That was the dude that he launched from one side of the ring to the other. That the TNT edited. He threw into space.
Oh yeah. Okay, all right.
He was hilarious. He threw a grown man.
No, but that guy was athletic. He threw himself. You know how this works.
See how your brother always burst your bubble. Can't even have no goddamn fun.
But
no.
He daddy, bro. He the daddy of the group, bro. He got big.
But the only reason I say that is because those feats of like strength, they look more spectacular when it's somebody 120 pounds lighter than him.
Okay,
Hey,
Yeah, we get you
but
there.
also gotta think though.
Now,
It's a teamwork. It's teamwork too, baby. Because the other dude still got to throw you.
no, you want to see if he's a power, you go back to when he went against Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's not a little boy. You see what I'm saying?
Big
Like
boy.
all the chesticles, that's not air in there, bro.
That's why everybody is looking
so
for
we talking about throwing 240, 250 pounds.
Man,
Now, mind you, he got some assistance, but still, it looks crazy when you move somebody in the middle of the air like that.
But that's why everybody's looking forward to this match this weekend with the ladder match, because he's gonna be in a ring with Will Hobbs and Wardlow, and them two motherfuckers are
hold on,
bro.
That's a ladder match. That's a ladder match.
Yeah, that's a ladder match.
Bro, hold on.
What are they reaching for?
Yes, nigga, a ladder.
What are they reaching for?
They're reaching for a contract to have a chance at the TNT title.
Bro, they better reinforce.
No, they gonna go to Home Depot.
I'm telling you right now, I know the first person that's going to fly off the top. That's Keith Lee. He's going to fly. Either he's going to be knocked off the top or he's flying off the top.
And guess what? They got my man Tony. They got Tony's man Ricky Starks in that ring.
That man is going through the canvas like a meteor through the ocean, bro.
Ricky Starks is becoming.
I'm telling you.
I'm
actually shocked that you're a Starks fan. Like, I didn't think out of everybody on that roster you would pick Ricky
No,
Starks.
after he said, "Bitch, I'm black," I was sold. That's all I needed. They talking smack about Ricky. Ricky Starks may never see this, but if he does, when he said, I forgot what the comment was. He like,
well, it was Tony. It was Black History Month, and Ricky Starks was talking about supporting it, right? And a woman just coming underneath and said, "What you know about Black History Month?" And then
he like, "Bitch, I'm black." Dude, I lost it. I'm like, nah, but going back to Keith Lee. He flipped over the top rope during Survivor Series 3-4 years ago.
That's something Keith. That's again that goes back to the indie talk, because we're sitting here thinking like, oh man, Keith Lee 300 pounds. Ain't this man? This man ain't gonna do no flips. This man doing front flips over the rope outside the ring.
It's how he did it.
Now it was one time that I got scared because he went over the ropes, but his toes grabbed the top of that top rope.
I know what you're talking about.
And I was like, that's it. Because that really could have flipped. They would have, if he really got hooked, it would have been a problem.
Yeah, but the thing about it, when he did that during the Survivor, it was a thing. So he looked to one side. Everybody knew it was coming. He looked it up. He looked. All right, don't worry about it. And just
let's get all 40 of these guys in one circle so that we can catch your big behind.
This is 300.
But
at 300
bro,
and
that's like me doing
pound, boy.
Bro, that's like me doing it. I'm 320.
Dude, if I ever see him do it, I'm gonna be like, bro.
If I see him do a moonsault on top rope, I'm gonna be like, bro.
If he does that, I'm buying him a steak dinner from Outback.
I'm 6'3", 260. I'm nervous. Okay. If I do a front flip over the rope, boy, you better catch me, because if any of my body touch this ground,
nah, bro, I'm gonna do that Samoa Joe. I'm walking out the way. I'm gonna say that big.
And I'm gonna find you later. Hey,
Bryce, this ain't
what it is. Suplex City and catering, my boy.
Just like this.
I know, right?
I'm gonna be like, peace out.
Cause that's a big man flying towards you, like.
Yeah.
You want something to drink? Got milk? the whole Booker T scene was so cold.
I think another thing, going back to the topic, I think another thing that makes the indie scenes cool are the commentators. They be selling the shit at some of those matches.
They do.
Hey, but that's why I like Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee does some A+ work.
So would you say Pat McAfee?
You can scratch your head if you want to, Bryson.
I'm scratching my head. I'm really getting my back of my head itchy, bro. Like, goddamn, I can't scratch the back of my head.
Pat McAfee.
You might look like, nah, I don't know about that.
No, I legit had an itch.
No, Pat McAfee is us. Like, I feel like how Snoop Dogg was at that one fight. That's Pat McAfee.
Nate, what's his name?
He's like, Pat McAfee, like, I don't think Pat McAfee give a damn. Like, I'm gonna say what he like. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna react with real reactions, and that's cool.
Right.
So
it's a fair reaction.
yeah.
It's a fair reaction while still being professional about it. So he's able to put these words together. Like he named these dudes. He named the Usos move on television. The one and done.
Damn.
1D, which is the 3D, but he called it 1D. He said it's the 1D, the one and done. I said, yo, this guy Pat McAfee must be protected at all costs.
Pat
Like he does that every week, bro. I'm like, yo, this guy's really making this show exciting to watch. You gotta protect him.
And like Bryson said, the indie promotion, like you go back and watch their commentaries, like they say the hell out of it.
They do. Ring of Honor, the guys did really well in Ring of Honor.
Dog,
sure.
I'm telling
you. Oh yeah.
We'll
talk about that in a minute.
Tony, Excalibur, when he was in fucking PWG, that motherfucker. Excalibur, if you had a spot, oh yeah, Excalibur gonna sell it for you.
Oh, Excalibur, he ain't too popular in these streets right now. He talks to me. He be saying stuff.
I mean, he did get cut. He was saying some shit at the last the bowler tournament, but we ain't gonna talk about that shit.
But yeah, like I say, it's like that's what make these shows, like these commentators, like you like watching it live when the people that be there. I know the energy got to be amazing. Like you go watch them old ROH shows, and like yo, it's like 500 people, 400 people in there, and it's like the energy is crazy.
Let me ask you this, Tony. All three of you, I know, all three of y'all have actually been to a live event, correct? I know y'all.
Oh yeah, I have.
Okay.
I've been to two pay-per-views, WrestleMania.
On this pod, I have yet to been able to go. They've been in my city. They've been in my area, and it's always been inconvenient, or I didn't catch the event date, trying to find it until it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this: as far as commentators go, can the audience hear what they're saying?
No.
So, okay, now in indie, can the commentators hear what they're saying?
Yes.
No. Oh, you can?
So for PWG, yes.
I asked this because Tony just said we some commentators, and it's saying it makes it exciting for everyone else. I'm like, but are you talking about the TV viewers or the audience?
Go. Okay. Let me.
Can I actually talk about this? Because this actually goes back to one of my very first event. So this is the 2006. I can tell you exactly what Raw it was. It was the Raw after Royal Rumble, and it was Taker won it, and Taker was going around to each show intimidating them before he picks the opponent. It was the main event when John Cena and Shawn Michaels versus Rated RKO for the World Tag Team Championships. Now, what was interesting about that, when me and my mama went, we were expecting to hear Jim Ross and
Jerry King.
So when we went, it's a different experience because you don't get to hear the commentary of JR and Ross. I mean, King and Ross selling all the stuff. You are the person that's there experiencing it, so you have to sell it yourself. Yeah. It's a weird feeling when you hear it from TV for real life, because now it's like, okay, I don't have the commentary to get me hype. I have to be the hype. Versus a,
I think that's.
Go ahead.
I think that's why, like, back in the day, ECW was so popular, because with all that noise going on, I don't think anybody heard Joey Styles like that.
Oh, hell
it's
no.
The crowd.
They were lit.
We gotta. They
were lit.
ECW.
Matter of fact.
Talk to me.
I was watching the clip of the Sandman's entrance in the One Night Stand in 2005. Bro, that whole building went crazy because that was the Tommy Dreamer and Sandman versus the Dudley Boys.
Bruh. They pretty much pulled. When the guitar played, they went stupid. The first chord.
They didn't even give it a chance to play, like, to hear it. They heard that first riff, that was it. They blew the roof off.
Don't.
Like,
well, here you go.
Matter of fact, that was already a hype because Tommy Dreamer was out there.
Tommy Dreamer.
That was already hype because this was
here come. He
like, calm down. And then Into the Sandman hit, and then that place literally blew the fuck
erupted.
Up. Like to the point where, like,
Sandman is crazy.
It was like a mosh pit was about
bro. When Sandman comes out the audience, bro, it's like, what is this guy doing?
It was bad.
I'm like, bro.
And then it also made it dope because that was the year that SmackDown and Raw was there.
Yep. And the thing about
and you know how that shit went.
To me, I never got a chance to experience the indie circuit like that. I want to be at one of those indie shows that like you had to be there that night. That's the night such and such came back. It was crazy. Everybody was crying. Stuff got tore up. It was like one of them kind of shows. Like I want to be a part of one of those because you see it on TV.
So I experienced. All right. So I experienced that during North Carolina, big time wrestling. This was a show with like Kevin Nash, Scott Hall was there.
Oh shit.
Shane Douglas, Rhino, Bubba Dudley, like all the niggas. Bro, when Rhino and Bubba Ray tag team that night, everybody was like ECW. Like the whole match. The match was like a good 20 minutes long. From start to finish, everybody was like ECW. Like the spot, like niggas was getting put through tables at the merchandise stand in the crowd. Like shit was wild. And like at that moment, you knew, like as a wrestling fan, I felt complete because I only watched it on TV or like never had that experience. But when that shit happened, I was like, yeah, this is it. Like, this is the place up right here.
Yeah, like I said, it's being in person is a different experience because, like I said, you have to be the commentary. Basically, you have to be what JR and King are talking about. The energy in the arena, you have to be that compared to just being at TV, having them explain it to you. You know, you get to be that experience, which is why I'm again going back to PWG. I like the fact that the fans are right there at the ring because when they have one of them spots and they start banging on them on the aprons and they getting all riled up and cheering, throwing beer bottles and shit like that, that's energy.
Yeah, because it's one thing. It's like the energy is like I know we've all watched wrestling to the point where you like locked in and you feel the emotion while you watching, and after the match you're like, yo, what did I just watch? But imagine being in the setting where it's going down and you're chanting ECW, MLW, and you're in the environment and everybody's together, like everybody, like you're at that one time, the guy that's next to you, you don't know him, but now y'all friends. At that time, you're all for the same thing. Like, yo, this is crazy. Did you just, he just did a 360 moonsault off the, I can't believe. It's like, but you don't get that in WWE. It's like, it's stuff that you get on the independent circuit that you will never get in WWE. They'll try to mimic it, but they won't be the same.
Also, at one point you did. And like with certain people you did. I'll say that.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Because like, for example, when Eddie Guerrero beat Brock for the championship,
that arena,
that whole crowd
lost this shit.
But that was WrestleMania.
It was stupid.
No, that wasn't WrestleMania.
No, it wasn't.
WrestleMania was Kurt versus Eddie.
That was No Way Out.
That was No Way Out. That
okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was John Cena at WrestleMania.
Eddie first one time.
John Cena was JBL versus John Cena.
Okay. I'm sorry.
United States title. But no, when Eddie
that was WWE title.
Everybody. Yeah. Because when Eddie beat Brock for the title, everybody, no matter what they were, they became one that night because Eddie won. He did the impossible. He overcame the mountain.
A close second was when Chris Benoit won. That WrestleMania crowd lost his shit too. That was a feel that because the reason why that was memorable because it was a feel good moment that the two best friends Eddie retained and Chris won.
Yeah,
that whole arena lost this shit.
Yeah, when Eddie came out, that's when everybody was like, "Yo, this is." I
It
don't
was a
think he was supposed to
feel-good
come out though.
That was my favorite WrestleMania moments. That
Yeah.
right there was one of my favorite WrestleMania moments.
Because it was a
Because
feel-good
I'm like,
moment.
bro.
It was the one time that the good guys got the win, and it
The
had
two
just happened that the
underdogs.
two best friends got the win.
Those are the two underdogs. Because nobody
Yeah.
thought they would be world champions. The two underdogs.
Yeah.
Another time, like you get that reaction, it's like whenever you ever hear glass break, you already know what's about to happen. All hell about to break loose.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's hyped for that.
What we talking
So,
about?
like,
Sorry,
it's
I had
just-
to interrupt.
We're just talking about moments that.
They
So now
hold-
we're comparing the moments of hype in indies and WWE. We're basically saying like
yeah,
in the indies, there's always going to be hype no matter what. But
Okay,
in WWE,
yeah.
there are
I
some
think the-
points where you get the hype.
Biggest
yeah, it's not
indie
like all the
moment,
time.
but one of the biggest indie moments I can think we can all agree on since this pandemic era was when Matt Cardona, however, how is his last
Matt
name?
Cardona.
When he came back to GCW and everybody thought he was Dean, everybody lost their shit.
Oh, he sold
took
the
the
shit
mask
at that.
off, it was
He
him,
sold
everybody,
the shit at that.
"Oh!" But let's be real. He had Dean's mannerisms down.
To a T.
Perfect.
Yes.
He was
Exactly.
like the whole.
But I think that's why what made it crazy because everybody was like, "Oh shit, is fucking John
Dude,
Moxley
he
back?"
had it down.
As soon as he took the mask, what the fuck? And then it was also the fact that he just got released. He just got released, mind you.
And it wasn't like one of those.
That was a smart move for him. That was his money place. I'm not going to AEW where I'm not going to beat you. I'm not going to Impact where I'm not going to get you.
So he was fucking with AEW for a while, but like I said, that's
I know.
Where it's like, what can I do? And then he's killing it now.
The C.
This man, yeah, he's killing it now. You know what I'm saying? I think he's still champion.
Yeah, he's
Like,
NWA champion right now. For
He
now.
just
Yeah,
won a title. He won the NWA title, and he has the
New York.
Impact. He has Impact Gold. He has another title, so he has 3 titles right now.
And the thing
Yeah,
about
6.
the thing about him
He got 3 more
was
that I didn't know about.
the crowd went
He has
crazy
the-
that night. And it wasn't no
He
fake. It was like, oh man, it
And
wasn't
I'ma
like
tell
fake
you-
hype either. Because you thought it was Dean. And it could have been, if they could have took that mask off, it could have been anybody. Because you know fans get hyped for anybody nowadays. But they went,
But like I said, he did it at the point because, like, for one, everybody was mad he got released.
But
Right.
listen,
Everybody was mad.
here's the thing with that. But here's the thing with that. We as fans cherish Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder, more than the WWE did.
we did.
No one had a legit beef with Zack Ryder. No one hated him. With the woo woo, even when he was with Mojo Rawley, all those times that the 1 or 2 times he had a championship for 3 days or something like that.
One day.
Everybody
They
felt
gave
like
him
he should have been treated better
when
than
that mug at WrestleMania, they lost that mug the next night.
But
Zack Ryder is in the same boat as I'll put him in the same boat as Heath
Slater.
Ledger.
Miller.
Slater. Thank you. How about I call him Heath Ledger?
I said
Heath
Ledger.
Slater.
That's the Joker. Never mind. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn, y'all both in the same boat.
So they're in the same boat, and they can be stars other places. But we never got to see that in their run in WWE. They were just made out to be jokes. So to see Matt Cardona over there in GCW, he made the smartest place for his own career. Boom, 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 boom. And Heath Ledger, I think Heath Ledger would do well. Hold on, is he somewhere
You
right
shut
now?
your ass up.
He
You
is.
shut your ass
Funny,
up
funny
right
you
now.
mentioned that.
Shut
Funny
your
Slater.
ass up.
Funny you mentioned that, Jeffrey.
I was like, man, he's
is-
gone, bro. He's not the Joker
No.
no more. He's gone.
Before
Where's
you
he
say
at,
that,
bro?
Bryson, I want to say this. I think Matt having that NWA title crushes him ever having the WWE title.
Yeah.
Because the NWA title has more. That's a legendary title. That's legendary. That's the first heavyweight title.
Now,
technically.
hold on. Now, we about to see now a match about to come up that I want to see. Matt Cardona for the
hang on, Cavante. I gotta answer Jeffrey's question. Heath Slater is gonna be fighting Moose for the TNA championship soon.
Okay,
So they
cool.
put
So
him
I'm about to
in the main
say,
event.
I felt like he would do well over there in TNA and
Yeah.
Impact and all that.
Yeah, he's
So I'm
challenging for
glad
the
that's where he
title.
went. Good. Sorry, I don't, because it's not on regular television. I don't catch it.
Yeah, I understand. Kavante, you good to go now.
No, I'm saying like we about to see Pope and Matt Cardona for the NWA title. They building that up now.
But yeah,
Because the
he's
Pope
fighting
delivered
Mickey James' husband next.
Nick Aldis. Yeah,
Nick
Nick
Aldis.
Aldis is next.
Magnus.
Or Magnus in TNA.
Magnus.
That I didn't know she was married to Magnus.
Yeah, she married Magnus, bro.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
The laugh.
I know who Magnus is.
That man thought Mickey was on the market. Nah, bro, she been taking for a good 6 years.
No, it's not even that.
It's
not even that. I just know it was Magnus. That's all. I didn't know it was Magnus.
But I'm saying there's the reason why a lot of people are invested in like Matt Cardona is because we've seen him kind of work his way up to that point from the edge heads.
He's lovable, like as a persona. Like we've never not rooted for Zack Ryder.
Right now we're booing the fuck out of him because of what he's doing. He's trying to
that's because he's doing something different from what we're used to. But the whole time, even when he tried to play heel, we still rooted for Zack Ryder.
Because you think about it, he came in as the Major Brothers with Kurt Hawkins.
Cool. Yeah, the edgeheads. Wow.
But then, but then became the edgeheads.
Now that we think about it, he all him and other dudes on Impact now. Kurt Hawkins, yeah, they both on Impact now.
Yeah, and he always look out for his boy. Like they never not together.
That's the thing. You kind of see them build their way up together. They work their way up, even though they didn't get like the chance to be like tag team champions or this.
No, hold on. No, they got tag team championship. I thought
they did. Edge helped them get tag team gold, and then they lost it.
Even their second run together.
Oh, the Raw tag team title because that was building up to.
They got him. They did get him.
Win. That's what it was.
Yep.
That's right.
It was building up to his first.
He was on some 6th streak, like 140 something days.
He had him on a 100-win streak, and then at WrestleMania he got the one.
No, the losing streak.
Yeah,
I'm like, how
he put a reverse goal.
It's terrible.
He had the reverse goal, but he was like 141-3.
Damn.
Then he won the damn title at WrestleMania.
Just lose it on Monday Night Raw.
But here's the thing. But you see how the crowd reacted to that. They're like, "Oh shit, he got it." That's sometimes you have to build that story up to a point where, for the payoff, it has to be good.
Right.
That is one thing I will give WWE over the Indies is when they do it, their long-term storytelling is better than what the Indies do because
the thing is.
Go ahead.
My whole thing with the Indies is like, let's take who's a good example? I hate to use this example. Let's take Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. They've been knowing each other on the independent circuit for a very long time. So that history of them being friends but also being enemies in the ring, that's a story that has to start from the ground up versus where WWE can make a story out of anything and make a long-term storytelling after that because
but they still WWE in NXT they use that history to create greatness in NXT.
Exactly.
That's one time I'll give WWE a hat nod because they did a good job with their feuding all the time.
But then let's put it like this. Let's just say me and Jeffrey are just, we're both indie wrestlers and we don't have that connection or that rivalry. We have to find another way to build a story around why we are the way we are in the ring. Versus if we were in WWE, they could just say Jeffrey just jumped me at the back out of nowhere because he lost a match that night and then I got beef with him.
Because
you're trying to find a way to build
I'm saying
a story,
a positive, good guy, bad guy scenario.
Hold on,
I'm saying a story in general, like something that we can.
I always say that's the problem with most independent companies and stuff like that. Most of them don't do storytelling.
No, they don't.
But you want to know
what though? The moves.
what WWE
And
does.
that's kind of
A lot of guys in wrestling, like we can all come in to MLW together as friends, like we all boys. But say me and Jeffrey go to WWE, now they're using our storyline, our history, like yo, always we had like a bloody battle. Like, all right, cool. He beats the shit out of me, then he goes to WWE, like yeah. Now I pop on there, yo, what's up now? You can't get rid of me, bruh. Let's keep this feud going.
Yeah.
Then like, yeah, we're gonna use this feud, their history.
But that's the thing with
Samoa Joe, AJ Styles.
That went
Kevin
that
Owens.
went back from
Same thing.
Kevin Owens. Yep.
But
Kevin
also
Owens,
gotta
Sami Zayn.
Johnny Gargano.
But you also got to think that's kind of the thing of that they don't use certain people for certain storylines. If you really want to think about it,
but they're bringing their
storylines to WWE
brand build.
But a lot of the stories that we're
personal
talking
life into real. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But a lot of the stories that we're talking about, and going up piggyback of what Cavante said, we don't tell character stories. The stories are told in the ring by the wrestling. And then that's what builds it versus WWE, which is
characters.
The story of the characters.
And that's why earlier when I said it's the end, like WWE is better with they call themselves entertainers because they do it from a entertainment standpoint. Because you think about it, how many times you seen segments of people like you just seen people wrestle and then that was it. That's the end of it. You don't see them like that. Right. But as soon as you put somebody in the storyline like Stone Cold and Rock for WrestleMania, they start from way back in the beginning and build it all the way up to now.
And to wrap up this, to go into our next conversation, with indies, it's like if I'm kicking with Bryson and I'm not a big wrestling fan, I fill out the loop and we go to an indie show, like, yo, why are these guys feuding? Oh, man, this feud been going on for like 2 years, man. This is good. Sammy, El Generico and Kevin Owens, they've been feuding for like 2 years, man. He cost him the title and they just been going at it. And this is a big payoff match. What? It's like this been, first of all, I'm gonna be stuck because this is 2 years. They've been feuding for 2. Yeah. The fact y'all kept this going for 2 years is amazing. And that's another kicker. And it's kind of like with it's like with titles. Like, yo, how long this guy been champion? This dude been champion for 3 years. What? Yeah, can't nobody beat him. They just
this man Roman is funny. Go ahead. Sorry.
And now to the match of the night: Samoa Joe versus Jay Briscoe for the Always title. What did
Adam Cole was the best part of that goddamn thing.
Oh,
Cole was the best part of that entire thing.
Adam Cole kept the energy going. I give him that. He kept it going.
Can you quit talking about this guy, please?
He said, how about you start talking about Jay Briscoe and start talking about my accomplishments? Talk about what I did. Homer the mic said, oh, clothesline. He dismissed Adam so quick every time he said something.
Quick as hell. Like he just, hold on, bitch, my turn to. Like he reversed his ass. I forgot. I forgot that this was during the Reign of Terror.
They were wrestling in a barn.
That looked like a basketball gym, bro.
That looked like
a gym. That was a gym. I saw the basketball go in the back. There was a basketball go in the back.
I didn't even notice that. I seen it didn't look like a regular. I've never seen a gym like that.
That was a gym, bro. There was a basketball hoop up there.
In the middle of the ball.
Dude, come on, you familiar. You familiar. You know how them things be, you go to the family reunion, you see the joint. Nigga, I've got people in the midst. I'm like, yo, I've seen something like this. So
but it was definitely a basketball gym. It was definitely a basketball gym. But that match was
no. In the country they call that the field house.
The field house.
It's the field house.
But no, that match was dope. Like
back in the day,
I do appreciate this whole match. I appreciate the match being a passing of the torch. That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
And I like how they kept saying that Jay Briscoe hadn't been pinned or submitted for 2 years.
Yeah, that was during the Reign of Terror. I forgot about that.
That man was on one. That one. That man was on some shit.
I remember the promo.
Let's not forget who ended it too.
Wasn't it Kevin Owens?
Nah, Jay Lethal.
Yeah, it was Jay. I remember the promo.
That's when he won the title. The first
title versus title, TV title versus the world heavyweight title.
That's when he won it the first time.
Jay Lethal.
Yep.
And I remember the promo. Jay Briscoe talking that shit like, man, I ain't been pinned and submitted for 2 years, man. It's simple mathematics. I'm the baddest man on the planet, man. I ain't been pinned and submitted for 2 years. It's elementary shit, man. Like he was talking that talk like.
Hey, the Briscoes are black to me. I don't care what you tell me.
Bro, dog, if I talk to Jay Briscoe on the phone, I would think that was a black man until I pulled it.
You can say the N-word.
But the thing about the match,
so we ain't gonna multi-pat what he just said.
This goes back to
your mama raised you better than that. Your mama raised you better than that.
This goes back to what we were talking about with the indies that WWE don't do. Is even though this was just a passing the torch match, Joe did a good job of selling a weak point in his arsenal, which was okay, my knee's fucked up. I gotta change my entire move set for the next some odd minutes we're gonna be wrestling. Like there wasn't a lot of times where he did a super Cena mode and his knee was all better. No, there were points in times where he would try to do a knee strike and he would take some time to be like, damn, that hurt my knee. This is my bad knee too.
And that match was 28 minutes long. So that was
28 minutes.
That's long.
I'll say that's the strong point in the second. It's the strong point. The strongest thing that Inner Circle have is the fucking selling. You have to sell this shit. You have to sell this shit. Like if my right arm is fucked up and I throw a clothesline with this bitch, that's actually gonna hurt. It's like JBL when he did it against who the fuck he do it against? I think it was Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas for the titles. His right arm was fucked up, and he went for the clothesline. Hell, hit it, but he was like, fuck, like he like threw his arm down like this shit hurt, and that's how he lost the match. Because as soon as he turned around, he got hit with the super kick.
It's like, and that match is, and they were like, yo, how can Jay hit him with this Jay driller? And Samoa Joe is too big to do the Jay driller on this guy. And it's like, the fact that he can't get this move off, but he got it off.
He got it.
It's another thing too that. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
No, I was listening. I was agreeing. He got it off.
But think about it.
They sold it really well because the first time he tried, he couldn't get it off.
Yeah. But another thing that I liked about the match too was they played into Joe's nickname, the submission machine. He went from one submission to another submission, to another submission, to another submission. And that's another. That's
what's up, bro?
Sorry, remember what we talked about when we were talking about the Dan Bryan, the first ROH title match. You see, we talking about how they flowed into the next. Like a lot of these guys, even now, what's his name? Red Dragon.
Bobby Fish.
Like
Bobby Fish.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So when I see that, like what Samoa was doing, he really, like you said, he really is Samoa.
Samoan
submission machine.
Say that 10 times, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he flows into his name, even though he didn't do it that often. He flowed. He was targeting. He was breaking down the body. He started at the legs, then he went to the waist, then he went to the neck, then he went to the arm, then he went to the other arm, then he went back to the leg. He was breaking Jay down apart during that whole match, during that whole sequence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like it's about. Like I said, that's in-ring storytelling. That's ring psychology.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
It was like Joe. Joe, undoubtedly the greatest ROH world champion ever. How they were saying it, and now you going against the man ain't been pinned or submitted in 2 years. Jay didn't even lose his title. He had to relinquish it because he got injured. He had to get that belt to Kevin Owens, I think, in storyline. Then he had to come back, win it, and not be pinned for. And that's insane. That's like, bro, this dude is. in wrestling, in the wrestling world, that's like, dog. I remember it's kind of for me, I love long title reigns. I kind of like that. Cause I remember
enjoy
what you said, bro?
I said I enjoy him.
Look, I remember when Pete Dunne won the NXT UK title.
And never lost it.
I don't like NXT UK, so I saw him on. He won it. All right, cool, whatever. I ain't think nothing about it. I see him again. I'm talking to Drew like, oh, he won the title again. He said, he never lost it. What?
See,
So,
now
like,
the thing about that though, that I really feel like is the best thing for the wrestler. When they get those long title reigns, it allows them to creatively, like, broaden how they do something. Like, and I'm just gonna use Roman as an example. Just watch Roman. When Roman first got Roman first got
that shitty ass quarterback we don't talk about.
Well, yeah, my brain is a little split. When Roman got the title, how many days ago? 512 days ago, or whatever.
Something like that.
1 second. Keep talking.
The difference between how he was then and how he is now is dramatic as far as his comfortability in the character, how he speaks. Like, remember now, back in the day, John Cena owned him bad. He couldn't get his words out. You see what I'm saying? And so for him, I wish I would have seen what he just did in the ring. But you can go back to what he was going off about Brock last week on SmackDown. How the long reigns that these guys have, that gives them the chance to really be seen for how good they are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Magic number you were looking for was 551.
Dang, 51 already? Just
551.
Crazy. So you really get to see how these guys are. Like, okay, I'm like Viking Raiders are. I'm just using WWE because that's what's on right now. Viking Raiders is currently in the ring. They got the tag titles, but we didn't get a chance to really see who they were as people outside of the ring. Not like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until they no longer had the titles that we got the match between them and Street Profits, where they was going back and forth doing athletic feats and all that stuff. They didn't have titles then. Like the little stuff that they get to do outside of being it was in reverse for them, is what I'm saying. But when the Usos got the championship, we had no choice but to look at and see what they doing. And now they jaw jacking against the New Day. Like those little things when you're the champion, they see you. They have no choice but to see you. So now is a perfect time for you to act the monkey. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is your chance to show everybody why when I do lose this, I deserve to be back in the picture. It's not just about my in-ring ability. I have to be able to sell the character that I'm in.
You gotta sell tickets. You
gotta put the fans in the seats. A lot of these guys couldn't put the fans in the seats. They just were good in-ring wrestlers. You can name a ton of in-ring wrestlers that were technically sound but couldn't say nothing on the mic.
Yeah.
Right.
Not well anyway. First one came to mind was Lance Storm. Don't ask me why. But
he's dry. Like, his personality is dry.
But the dude is a light heavyweight boy.
Right.
That dude is
Here's
crazy.
Another guy. You going that route? I can give you another guy. Dean Malenko.
It's another one.
One of the greatest technical wrestlers of all time.
As a character, I didn't like him.
One of the greatest technical wrestlers of all time.
Perry Saturn.
But to me,
he was.
Perry Saturn. The thing about Perry Saturn is that Perry Saturn was a character all by himself. He was just a weird looking little dude. You know what I'm saying? Like a part of this group, little bald-headed dude, and he would get into stuff. Like he had little storylines where he was doing dumb stuff.
Well, no, that was punishment. That was a punishment.
Yeah.
But I remember it when he had the fur boa and the fur hat and stuff. Yeah.
But no. That was just him. That was just being him.
See what I'm saying? I
I
remember
think you're talking
it.
about like the Moppy situation. That was a punishment.
But
he made it work.
When I see Dean Malenko, I see a middle-aged man with a father of 3 who lives in a crib in a gated community, and he works in software. And he wears light blue button-ups all day.
Hey, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get him
He
out of here.
ain't wrong now that you think.
He's
Visually,
not, but get him out.
Straight out the
He's
90s,
not.
bro. Straight out
He's
the
not
90s.
gonna disrespect it.
Straight
What they
out
call
the
them?
He
Call
work
the
at-
naturals. They'll
he
call the
work at
naturals.
Smart
He's
Tech.
not gonna
he
disrespect
work
the
at
naturals.
Smart Tech, yo. If you know what Smart Tech,
No, he works at Logitech.
he work for Geek Squad.
He's a
Geek Squad didn't
Exactly.
exist back
Exactly.
He's
Not
a
even Geek.
supervisor.
He's a supervisor at Geek Squad.
He's
Damn.
a supervisor. He's a supervisor.
Supervisor. Nah, but like,
My whole thing about, I guess I'm kind of spoiled and gotten used to this type of formula, but this is going off a tangent. It's just that I like the fact that there's a ranking system in AEW, so
I'm
I
glad
don't
you
have
said
to
that.
keep.
I like it too.
I don't have to keep seeing the same fucking tag team or person try to chase at this title. I like the fact that you have to work up. You get this one opportunity. If you don't get it, get your ass in the back of the line. Let somebody else get up there.
And
Yeah, we
another
don't
thing,
get that in WWE.
another thing I like about AEW, I mean, not AEW, I mean, just in general, I like the fact that what Malachi Black is doing is amazing.
Oh, yeah,
He's keeping the eye. He's kept that's WWE.
That's story. That's
He's
a whole
fucking-
story behind it.
He said, "Y'all gonna do this to me? Bet I'm gonna fucking ride this shit to the end of the
And
grave."
his crazy part, he used that as a story of why if you notice it, he's putting more and more paint around it. There's a reason behind that.
Dude,
It's a whole
in
reason behind it.
pictures, he keeps his left eye closed.
Yeah.
He
Like,
is
it's
like,
Kayfabe.
That's like
He keeping the
It's
kayfabe
kayfabe.
alive.
and
it's like, it's
the whole story
amazing.
behind
Like,
and like in wrestling, you need more people like that nowadays. Because like it's like Rey Mysterio. Apparently he lost his eye.
So
Yeah,
they
He
say,
somehow
what?
when Seth Rollins ended up putting his eye to the damn stairs, he supposedly lost.
After said that eye for the eye bullshit, he was going around stopping people's eyes out.
speaking of eyes,
I was about to ask, is homegirl is still keeping that?
Zelina? Yeah, she fell with it.
No, I'm not talking about Melina.
So
You
I
said
said
Rey
Zelina.
You said, oh no, I'm talking about Rey Mysterio. You said Rey Mysterio, right?
no, we're not talking about that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Wait,
Get your
wait,
ass
huh?
up.
Oh, also, guys,
That's no.
I
Stop.
said Rey
No,
Mysterio
no,
with the
time
missing
out,
eye.
time
I
out.
said Rey
Shut up.
time
Mysterio.
out. We got breaking news, y'all. Breaking news. The
What?
Briscoes have responded to FTR.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah, that be I didn't.
I
yeah,
gotta see
saw
that one.
It's
Do you
in-
think we gonna get that mention out that RH is owned by AEW?
Yes, I think we are. I think we are.
Oh,
I think we are.
Briscoes,
I'm gonna tell you why. They've already opened the door when they got the
Jay
Good
Briscoe.
Brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the Briscoes
It's
are
good.
Good Brothers.
This Good Brothers matches is out there, but
Yep.
I only say the door is open. I would say it would be bad for business if they didn't. If they did not. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. It's not bad for business. It's not anything for business. There's no you can get something off this if you sign the Briscoes to this 6-month feud contract with FTR and AEW. That's must-watch TV. You put your actual contracted talent at FTR at the top because the Briscoe brothers are here to smack them down. Because all it's going to take is for if the Briscoes beat the Good Brothers, that's money. That's money. Because FTR have been talking for at least a year. That's money.
But the Briscoes are going to have 2 matches that night.
You gotta think about this. The Briscoes are
What 2
going to be
matches? What you
fighting.
talking about?
The
Because that's the
Briscoes gonna
same
be
day
fighting
they
on
did
a
that
lot of
open
tag
challenge.
teams too.
You said what now? Kevon, what you say?
That's the same day. That's the same day they did that open challenge.
They'll be all right.
They'd be all right. But I'm saying they gonna have 2 matches. So
but like I said, right now the
how they gonna play this
because
out.
the open match is probably gonna be some weeks. It's gonna be a lesser body than the Good Brothers. I'm telling you, they're not going.
It's just weird to me that
I think what's
the
gonna happen in
Briscoes.
that match. Go ahead.
I was saying the Briscoes got to run a gauntlet right now. They got to fight the Lucha Bros first. Then they signed up to fight against the Good Brothers. Then they called out the Hardy Boys. Then they still talking shit with FTR. They got a big gauntlet of tag teams ahead of them right now.
And I'm here for all of it. Like you can't. There's gonna be. Right, that's must-see TV.
But that's must-see TV. The Briscoes. This is why the Briscoes are Hall of Famers. Look what they're doing. They setting all that up. It's like we doing this, we doing this, we doing this, we doing this. We're gonna take them all out. We gonna outrun.
And the promos are gold. All they promos are gold. Every promo they got is pure gold.
I still find it funny. Tony and Jordan can recall the one with the shotgun. They know that fucking promo by heart.
Oh, the one with the shot. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know that promo by heart.
Oh yeah. That nigga Jay be like, yo, you killed that Jim? Man, I thought you was done. Let me unload. Click, 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 click. One more. Click. I'm like, nigga, how you know the one more bullet in there?
Then he gonna say, okay, what was I?
Oh yeah. Kyle O'Reilly, David. I'm like, bro, that promo is funny.
So I guess since I'm that guy, but cause I know Tony, you're gonna post this on Saturday. Are any of y'all interested in Revolution? The new paper, because that pay-per-view is this Sunday.
I am interested in. Send the link.
I got you. That man said, I'm interested in the link. He just said, I'm interested in the link.
Definitely send that link. Definitely.
My only issue with it is there's 2 matches on the card that I don't like. I don't like the triple threat tag team match. I don't like Cole versus Page.
You don't like Cole versus Page?
I don't. Because my fear is, since Cole is the bigger name and he is the hardest commodity, you put the title on him. But Page hasn't even had the title for 3 months.
Okay, but hold on. What title is this? Because this is
an AEW World title.
This is a World title.
And this is his second time holding the title?
This is first time holding the title.
I thought he already had the title.
He beat Kenny. Yeah, that's the only. This is first run with it.
He was supposed to get. He had a title match before this,
and it's only been 3 months.
Yes.
Maybe I'm thinking about the title. Maybe I'm thinking about the title match before this, and he must have lost. I didn't.
He ain't never lost the title. Period.
No. The title match. He was
supposed to have a title match. He's supposed to have a title match. No, he did have a title match, I think, and he lost.
So what happened? So let's go into that. He beat Kenny. His next opponent was Brian. He tied because it went to that time limit. Then he beat Brian, and then he just beat Lance Archer.
And this whole time, Cole has a championship?
Cole has just during that time frame, when did Kenny lose? Kenny lost that night. So the night Kenny lost the belt was the night Cole showed up.
Yep.
Okay. And Kenny lost the belt to who?
Kenny lost the belt to Adam Page.
To Adam Page.
Okay. And that was only 3 months ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
I could have sworn that happened a lot. Yeah, it really did.
I know
this is storytelling.
He had a shot like years ago, but he lost.
Yeah, he lost that title against Jericho.
Yeah,
he had a match against Jericho, but he didn't win.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But then I think he was supposed to have another one.
You good.
I think he was supposed to have another one against Kenny, but he.
So what happened was he had.
And then Christian took over.
No, what happened was he had a title opportunity to be the inaugural. He lost to Jericho. Yep. Then he was the #1 ranked wrestler, but he would have never challenged Kenny until Dark Order gave him the confidence. And Kenny's like, well, here's what I do. If you put your number one contendership on the line, we'll give Dark Order a tag team match opportunity. But if you lose, you can't challenge for the AEW World title. And he ended up losing. So then, through some loopholes, he was able to get the title match.
And I think that's when Christian had that title.
Christian had challenged. Christian had signed, and he had beat Kenny for the TNA title.
Yeah, it was like right after that, like the regular after that, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, it's only been, my thing is, paid compared to the people like Jericho and Moxley and Kenny, Page will have the shortest run. And it just sucks that he would have to lose to Cole, but I understand why you would put it on Cole, because again, he's kind of the bigger name.
But I don't think they would do all that. I had to say this.
I don't want Page. Like, I love Cole, but I don't want him to win.
But I say this, it'd be no point of being Adam Cole up to that point to have this short ass run. It'd be no point.
Yeah, but there would be no point to build him like that. You just made him a transitional champion.
But see, they did that. They did that with
pretty much doing what WWE did the Oscar. That's pretty much what you're doing.
Yeah, they did with Nikki Ash too. They gave her the belt, had her champion for a month, and she lost it. But we all knew once Bobby Lashley won that belt, he wasn't gonna keep it long. He lost that the next month. It's just, I mean, to be honest with you, Adam Page never came off as that guy to me. He's not a bad wrestler. Even when he was ROH, he never stood out. He's dope. He's a guy, if you see at the bar, you have a beer with him. But as far as championship, he comes up as like a dope mid-card guy. Which there's nothing wrong with that. That was the thing.
They were trying to build him to
from
be
the mid-card. Yeah. And it works, because that's when you start, you got the people behind him. Now it's like you don't want to put all that shit to waste, in a sense. Like it's
but it's kind of like now, what do? You got Adam Cole, hottest thing out of WWE. He finessed the game so good. Like, yo, how many days left I got on this contract? I can do what? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out here. Yeah, that's a mess up on y'all part. I can do what I want now.
But here's the thing. Now it's like, how do you not make both of them look bad, in a sense?
Look, you have to. I don't want there to be another time limit draw.
Oh, please no. Please.
I would say like, if anything,
the only thing that will make this work is if it's an interference from the Young Bucks, which goes back to my other issue with the tag team match, because Jungle Express has not done shit in this feud. Like, this whole thing has just been about the Bucks and Red Dragon. Like, Jungle Express has had no involvement whatsoever with.
No, they did. They kind of did, actually. They got jumped. They the ones who got attacked before.
They did get jumped by Red Dragon. Yeah, but that was only one time though.
But that's how they tie that in, because they never got a chance to get their revenge on them.
But I still feel like the only thing my thing is, Jungle Express has to win this, because Cole, Red Dragon, and Young Bucks have to disagree. They go on conflict, and Jungle Express wins. But I just felt like Jungle Express could have been used more. And then going into the title match, I feel that Red Dragon's going to interfere. The Bucks going to get involved, and the Bucks cost Page the championship match. That's the only way I can see that working out in the favor of Cole being the champion. And I don't like interferences, but that's the only logic that makes sense.
And like, it sucks that for that to even be the case of that, because niggas like Adam Page worked so hard to get to this point, and it's like, all right, we gotta take it away from him. It's like Kofi. Kofi did all this, and then
it's legit, basically the Kofi line.
But see, like that, you can't even say Kofi, because Kofi wasn't even supposed to be in that position he was in. That was gonna stop Ali.
Be honest with you, Adam Page wasn't either. If you really think about it, Adam Page was not supposed to be there.
Okay. Right.
It's just that they decided to they gave both of them the chance because both of them have been working their asses off to the point where it's like, and there's people behind them. They're like, you have no choice but to give it to them.
I just feel that the story that they told with Page was better because it felt it dug deep into his insecurities as a person that he didn't believe in himself to become a champion. That he had the only way to become a champion, he had to fight someone that was his former best friend.
And they used the fact that in the build-up before, like, he used to be a teacher, he used to wrestle, yada yada yada. They used that, and he finally got the big one. It was cool. I'm not saying Adam Page is a bad wrestler. I'm just saying when you think of Adam Page, it's like it's kind of like the stuff that WWE does. Like you put two people in a match that can't afford to lose. Like this man is champion 3 months, but Adam Cole is a bigger name
and a hotter product.
You know what I mean? It's like, how do you make this? Because you can't do a screw job count. Because remember when I told you, Bryce, when they had Kenny versus Daniel, I said, you said,
the time limit. The time limit.
I said it's gonna end in a draw. Because you had comment and not like, yo. We said like, yo, if they add a time limit, it's gonna go to a draw. And when it's a time limit, well, it's gonna be a draw, and it was a draw. It's like you couldn't put the belt on Daniel Bryan right then. You couldn't.
Because he just came into the company.
You couldn't do it at all.
We're not gonna sit here and act like that doesn't happen though.
What you say, bro?
We're not gonna sit here and act like that doesn't happen.
It does. Oh yeah, it happens. But it's like it sucks when it does happen.
To be honest with you, I think the match of the night is gonna be Danielson versus Moxley. That's gonna be the match of the night, to be honest. It's either gonna be that. It's either gonna be India versus Punk, or I think it's gonna be the sleeper match, which is Eddie Kingston versus Jericho.
I don't expect much Kingston, so I get a sleeper match, the ladder match. I think the ladder match is gonna steal the night. I think Keith Lee gonna do something gangster. He gonna do something crazy.
Look, I think Warlord's gonna win that match. The only person that's small enough that Keith can toss around are like Ricky Stark and Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
If Orange Cassidy ever gets tossed by Keith Lee,
what'd you say, Jeff?
I said if Orange Cassidy ever gets tossed by Keith Lee, I feel sorry for him.
I feel like Keith Lee, if he tossed Orange Cassidy
he's going to the fifth row.
Nah, I feel like Orange Cassidy, he'll just sell it like this all shit. Like he'll just.
But that's a problem though. When you sell hard, you get
slow
injured.
Motion.
You get injured when you sell hard, bro.
Yeah. Also for you guys to keep a note, Keith Lee will finally be on Talking Jericho talking about his times in WWE. And
Tony. Nice.
Right.
So, yeah, that's gonna be the next Talking Jericho.
Remember what I sent you today?
Okay, do you want to tell them about that? Well, we got some time.
They said Keith Lee. I don't know if it's true. I hope it ain't true. But from what I read, Vince McMahon said you sound too intelligent. Yeah. Yes.
I don't like that, but I hear that energy is coming from. And it's not right. It's not. Oh man, I want to do this.
Don't do it.
It's the 21st century, bro. It's the 21st century. That's all I gotta say.
We talk about off camera.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even necessarily gonna go that direction.
Cavante, put it down, bro. I'm the butcher. I'm the butcher.
We just put we ain't gonna talk about it.
We'll talk about it later. But nah, my whole thing about it, so that's just something to keep out in the future. Keith Lee is going to talk about his time in WWE and Talking Jericho. But me and Cavante, we talked about this. They waited too long on Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker.
They did.
That should have been a match that happened sooner. I'm still going to enjoy it, but it's like compared to that first match, why did we wait so long for this match to happen? Like, I know y'all didn't want to the Bell or Baker, but y'all could at least build to this quicker than what y'all did.
Especially after the first match. That was y'all catalyst right there.
I think what AEW do, I think they try to milk stuff too long. They try to stretch it too long, they wait too long to do. Kind of like WWE does the same thing where they miss the mark. Like, bro, we should have had Brock versus Bobby years ago.
Yeah,
like years ago. And hold on, wait. When we finally got it, the match was it was it wasn't like Brock threw him around, typical Brock.
It was a typical Bobby.
No, listen now.
Wi-Fi breaking right now. God damn.
He sound like T-Pain over there. Go ahead, sir.
Let's go, Cavante. Listen, all right. So here's the thing. I just rewatched the match popped up on my news feed, and I watched the first minute and a half. And I think we talked about this before about how that was basically a dick measuring contest between who was going to, hurt who. So when Brock threw Bobby was like, okay, I'm about to show you something. Threw him way harder than he had to, and Brock said, "Oh, word." I felt like all that was real. So because you saw what Brock did next, he hit him twice with the same move and almost took his neck out. I'm gonna show you who's really strong out here. That's why. So when that contest was over, that's when they really locked up. It was really trying to do a match. But I felt like that first minute and a half, I felt like that was all real energy.
Oh yeah, I thought it was.
So that and but the history of them never crossing paths ever in the 20 years they've been in wrestling was a great buildup for this moment, but I felt like they dropped the ball on how big it could have been.
It could have been, yeah.
So it could have been a phenomenal situation, and they're trying to drag it out a little bit with the whole situation where Bobby wasn't in the Elimination Chamber. So he's going. But because what's going to be happening if Brock wins this unification match, this winner take all match, which we already know that they just announced that. If they do this winner take all match, then Bobby's going to be next up to get it back because Bobby never had a chance to lose it or a chance to get it in the first place. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right.
There's also the fact
because Brock was low key mad that Bobby Lashley had to be taken out of that chamber.
And
that's
also
why he ran through everybody else.
It's also the thing of that Brock technically didn't get beat cleanly by Bobby. So Brock has a thing of I'm gonna beat your ass if you ever have a match again. Because
so if we look at all that, let's keep it G. This match never really finished. So because this match never really finished, we still have a small chance that we can see what we wanted to see from jump.
But here's my thing about the whole thing. I don't expect much from a Brock Lesnar match at his age now. I'm not saying UFC fight match type thing. I really want to see them go at it. I want to see yo, what's really up? All right, let's see what's going on. That's all I'm saying. Cause I know they could give us one. But it's I don't think Brock want to give us one.
So I forgot about this, and I'm glad I looked it up for the match card for Revolution. I forgot that they are in the ladder match with Warlord Lee, Hobbs, Starks, and Cassidy. There's one more person that will be determined the night of the pay-per-view. How likely is it going to be Cesaro?
It's Oh,
does he have a no? He did.
Oh, he
remember
good.
he quit. They didn't sign a deal, so he can show up anywhere he wants to now.
but didn't they already allude to him coming to AEW?
They have not. They have not said anything about who this last person is going to be.
It's probably,
Okay.
I mean,
somebody else just left too though. I'm trying to think who it was. Somebody else left.
I give it like
Cesaro.
the 60% chance. It's a high chance of him being there.
I think honestly it's a high chance, but I honestly also think that could be good for business. Because we're talking about this ladder match, right?
Yes.
Cesaro has been in ladder matches. He's been in championship ladder matches. He is pound for pound the strongest man in all of WWE during his time there. I can see him in a match with these guys. I can see him doing something, putting Keith Lee in a move, like throwing him or something like that, which would show off Cesaro's feet. And I think that would be good for him to start his new career at AEW, in my opinion. So like Vontae said, it's like I give it a 60% chance that he popped up.
So then that's gonna be the opening match. The next match will be Andrade, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy versus Sting Darby. I don't care about that match. I ain't know he's gonna win that. After that, it's Kingston versus Jericho. Then it'll be Moxley Danielson. Tony, how badly is MJF about to get his ass beaten in this call match?
I say this. I think Wardlow's gonna have an impact on that match.
I'm gonna say this.
And it's not the way you're gonna think it is. Because if y'all, I don't know if you've seen it, but like there was a backstage segment.
Oh, what's his name? Sean Spears is gonna call his daddy.
Nah, not that one. It was the same one, but MJF smacked the shit out of Wardlow.
You want to know why? Because Wardlow MJF said, yeah, if you win the TNT title, you can keep it. But remember, you are not a wrestler. You are my bodyguard.
No, it's when he said after that. He told that man, he's not gonna let you win. I always gotta
come out there and save your punk ass.
No, it's also a thing of he was like, you're not gonna win it anyway. As he was walking away. MJF said that to Wardlow.
I think CM Punk gonna beat the hell out of him.
Hold on, Jeffrey, your camera upside down, dog.
I'm seeing it. Hold on.
I remember, like I said, when Bryson called me and told me, "Hey, bro, you think MJF like really serious about what he talking about?" Man, he was crying like, "Bro, he working everybody." I can see the right. I see it now. Then when he came out the other night, then he hugged Punk like, "Here it come, boom!" And, well, he about to get snapped up tonight.
I was watching Wrestle Talk, and Ollie brought up a good point. He was like, what if a piece of MJF still felt that way, but his pride and ego gets in the way of him showing those emotions that, yes, Punk, you did create me as a villain, but deep down, you're still somebody that I looked up to, but I'm too egotistical about it that I have to.
Are you trying to turn him face, brother?
No, hell no, we're not saying MJF face. That motherfucker.
Why are we trying to give him sympathy?
Look at his face.
Because it's part of the story. It was part of the story of CM Punk.
So Jeffrey, you didn't see the promo, but basically MJF. So when Punk challenged him to the dog collar match, MJF walked off. The next week, MJF came out and said, because he showed the picture of when he was a kid to Punk. He said, and Punk said, to me, that was just another Friday. MJF came out and said, Punk, to you, that might have been another Friday, but for me, that was the best day of my life because I got to meet my idols.
This sounds like Lita and Becky all over again, and I don't care for it.
But it was actually kind of sad because he started talking about how
he was
in high school, he was trying to do everything. He was trying to do stuff to get people to like him. So then he ended up joining the football team, and the coach put him on the offensive line. And he thought that for once in his life, people were actually who he was.
You know what this is, Bryson?
See what you doing?
The world's smallest violin.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay, so I'm gonna let you know right now. The next match of the day is gonna be a fucking it's Jeffrey Girl coming up next.
I'm sorry, what?
It's your girl.
Your
girl.
strong woman, bro.
What girl?
Jade.
It's your AEW girl, bro.
What about her?
She wrestling tonight. That night.
Who cares?
Nah. He's saying that till she pick him up over her shoulder. Let me holler at you, big boy.
Let's get one thing clear. That won't happen. Because, like I said, I'm 6'3", 260. I don't think she's doing that.
I think
She's bench pressing you for a warm up.
She could do it. She could try it. But I'd rather Bianca do it before she did it.
This went left.
This motherfucker.
You want to do it on the road. I'm just trying to give you direction on where we're going.
That man say he.
We ain't gonna talk about it. We wrapping this shit up now. Bring us home.
We're not gonna go left.
Bring us home.
No, not even on the weird stuff, Tony. I just prefer Bianca over Jade. I feel. Like her whole character, her in-ring ability far outweighs Jade, and Jade's been the most irritating, beautiful woman I've seen on television, and I cannot stand it. Like, bro, I feel like I'm watching the Bride of Frankenstein trying to wrestle. It is the most disturbing thing. Like,
Bryson, bring us home.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I got no matches on the card.
Bump the card. I'm here now. So you woke me up. Listen,
that man was the
main is. I'm gonna stop right now. Give me a second. Let me finish. The main reason I have a problem with her is because they gave her. I told you before. They gave her that title within 10 minutes of her actually doing anything. I don't like that. She has way more work, much more work to do before she even awarded a title, and they did Ruby wrong. Period. And that's not a color thing. None of that. Ruby is a far better wrestler and has put more time. I understand she just got there, but she was putting work in with Britt Baker before she even had to deal with Jay. So we're not gonna sit and pretend like she won't putting some time in before this moment. She should have got that title. Jay did not deserve that title at all. Period. And honestly, if you look at between her and Big Swole, going for Big Swole's health issues, Swole should have been a champion way before Jay was. Period. And that's not saying that Big Swole is all this, that, and the third. It's just people should have that title before her because Jay need to go back to developmental.
It's funny because what makes it funny is that she's actually training under Bryan Danielson.
And she should be doing that in developmental. She shouldn't be doing that on the main roster with a title around her belt. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Bryce, it doesn't show it.
Bring us home, bro. Bryce. Bring us home.
Okay, so then the next match is the triple threat match of the tag team match.
What's the match?
I talked about that. Then Breaker and Thunder Rosa will be the semi-main event. Hangman and
hold on. What was the tag match?
The tag match is Jurassic Express, Red Dragon,
and Young Bucks. He looks so disappointed.
I said, bring us home, goddamn. We wrapping this shit up, man.
No. Jeffrey. All right. Jeffrey. So listen, what's Big Man's name? Lucha Dragon. Luchasaurus Rex. Listen, I don't like him, and the only reason I like him is because he's a whole luchador he's built like he came out of 1998 WWF. All right, so
he actually wrestled with WWE. I forgot what his name was in WWE, but he did.
I'm gonna look
it up. But when I first found out, I said, "Who is Luchasaurus Rex? Like, who is this guy? Who is this guy with this Triceratops mask on?" Like, it was just irking me a little bit. So, but he's a decent wrestler. Like, I don't hate him.
I think that I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna be that guy, Jeffrey. I think you just like his tag team partner more.
Possibly.
I think you just like Jungle Boy more.
It's quite.
Hey, quick question.
But like I said, it's not that he can't wrestle. So you got Jurassic Express, you got Generation We, and you got who else was it?
Red Dragon.
Fish and O'Reilly.
Fish and O'Reilly need to get that title.
Ooh. So
And I say that because they're deserving, because they are just that good as a tag team.
Here's my counter argument then.
Okay.
If Red Dragon wins, Cole can't win tonight then.
Say it again?
Cole can't win.
If Red Dragon wins, Cole can't win.
You're right, he can't.
If Red Dragon, no, I'm being honest. If Red Dragon wins, Cole can't win that title.
You're not, because they haven't come together as a faction again yet, have they?
They're starting to.
They're starting to. So they see
what's
each other
happening?
and be like,
So the story was Cole was wrestling somebody. Kyle showed up, and they stood in. So Cole and Riley, they were playing off the beef that they had in NXT. They're going to start scrapping. But then Cole was like, hey, look, Fish, Riley, they're good people. So he's trying to get them into the elite with the Young Bucks. And the Young Bucks are like, well, we didn't invite them in. How come you get to invite them in? He said, well, when Kenny's gone, somebody got to call the shots. So this whole time, they playing the whole thing of, is Cole going to replace the Young Bucks with Fish and O'Reilly and backstab them? Or is he actually trying to get them to work together as a cohesive unit and be a very strong faction?
Let's be real. We know it is leading.
This motherfucker Cole about to backstab the shit out of him. He been doing this shit for 20 goddamn years.
No, it's also revenge of they did the same thing to him.
Yeah, because they kicked him out of the group when they killed him in the Being the Elite story.
Yep.
That and Bullet Club.
Yep.
Which is why oh shit, Cavante, you just put two together. Could that explain why Jay White showed up?
You know what? What the tab look like tonight, big bro?
I don't know.
What's the tab?
Are you done with the matches?
Yeah,
So I told you that's the tag team match. Then it's Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa for the women's championship match.
Thunder Rosa gonna win that night.
She gets
that's Adam Cole's girlfriend who's a champion. She's dropping it.
She's dropping it. It's time.
And then the final match is Paige versus Cole.
Now, if, like you said, if Red Dragon wins, then Cole can't win, or can they?
I've already stated. I know. Yeah, you weren't here, but I said that I have a feeling the Bucks are gonna get involved somehow, and it's gonna cost Paige. I don't know how, but I think Paige is gonna get fucked over somehow by the Bucks.
Which would suck, but it's gonna make Paige more
storytelling better.
It's gonna make Paige more face. It's gonna give him more and more face to it. So the next time he touches it, he will get the title. And it's probably
that go back to what I was saying earlier, Jeffrey. If he loses, he's back at the bottom. He's got to work his way back up, and we don't know how long that's gonna be.
right.
Yeah.
So like I say, what's a nice tab, bro? What our tab looking like tonight? We capped 200 tonight.
All right, let me do the calculations right quick. Hold on.
We had the big points. We had the big points tonight.
The big points. I was a little off tonight, so it's a negative for me.
Also, quick question. How do y'all feel about Vince inducting the Undertaker into the Hall of Fame?
It's gonna be dry as hell.
It's called
that motherfucker. That Vince said, "I don't."
That's
like
gonna be
emotions.
no. Hold on. That Vince McMahon inducting taken to the Hall of Fame is gonna be the Hall of Fame now. Like you don't even need to induct nobody because he gonna. You ain't first. You ain't gonna know what he's saying.
That's the problem I feel with Vince doing it, which I think it's fitting for him to do it, yes, but I don't feel that it's going to be the stories that we want to hear. Because the monologue for the person doing the induction is what, like 5-10 minutes long half the time, right?
Right.
I remember the story when whoop. But there's no one else. There's not really no one else that Undertaker has ever dealt with that can really do that unless it was one of the guys.
So you can't
right. Unless it was one of the guys from back in the day when he first came in.
I mean, you got Kane. You have anybody?
Kane, not Kane.
No, I'm saying like
HGK be the next best thing.
You got anybody from BSK.
Yeah.
True.
You got Godfather. You have him. You got Midian. You have the Kishi. You have all those guys.
I was thinking about Godfather doing it because it's like one of his best friends.
Yeah.
I would find that more entertaining. Like
especially
I said,
because it's Godfather.
They got jokes.
Yeah, all day
They're
long.
talk about the fights
but it's understandable that Undertaker. It's understandable that Vince would do it because obviously the relationship over the last 40 years in the business. So yeah, it may be dry, but it may not be dry. It may be some vulnerability to it. Vince might actually know human being on set.
My thing is Vince even said it himself, like, I don't want to get emotional, but I might. But I'm gonna do the best I can to show no emotions while I'm doing production.
Because he even said
which goes to your point, it might be dry because he doesn't want to show emotions to something that he created.
No, he even said he's like they have that bond of like kind of like best friends. Like it was
they're family. I saw a small clip. I'm sorry, we saying go ahead, Vontae.
Oh no, you about to talk about the Pat McAfee thing?
Yeah, I saw a small clip where he was like, yeah, there's some folks like basically it's like there's some folks that they're this and there's some folks that are family, and Undertaker is family. Like he like that like could be his son or something, or like, you know what I'm saying, that like he really has real legitimate family feelings for Undertaker. So like I said, it's fitting for him to do it. It may not be dry, Tony, to be honest with you. It might be a tearjerker. It very well might be.
Because even Vince said it, he's like one of the greatest people he ever met. It's like thanks to him, like I am where I am today because like during the WCW wars and stuff, he's the only people who decided like I'm gonna stay here, and that's because of like when Taker got kicked out of got fired from WCW, Vince is the only one who gave him a chance and believed in him to do what he did. So you're like, it's like a story coming full circle at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But at the end of the day, y'all, we had a good time. I will be providing the pay-per-view. I hope we can do a call and just bullshit and talk about how badly some of the botched spots going to be, because I can tell you right now there's going to be a few of them.
Oh yeah.
I'm with that.
We can do a group
on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook joint. Yeah, we can do that.
But yeah, all in all, guys, we talked about a lot. We talked about the indies. Again, what I've been saying, like, if you have an indie scene, or if there's any way that you can catch an indie show, go take a chance. Go be a part of the experience. You never know who the next big star in that bunch of people is gonna be.
Say that again.
Hell, you don't even know if you may get into it yourself, because that's what happened with me.
Yep. Jeffrey, you got anything you want to add to this and send us home?
Let's see. What I want to say. I did some little calculations. I'm looking at $275 for the beer tab tonight. We, like I said, we had some good talk. It was good indie wrestling will always run the tab up. It's like a good IPA. It's always gonna run the tab up.
Ooh,
so you know, $275. Uh-oh. A kid in the room. Yeah.
Gotta clean it up. Clean it up.
I felt like we had some good points. In the Jay Briscoe and Samoa Joe fight was definitely a solid match. They hit their points very well. The Jay Driller was right on target. Like it was a good solid match. Like you said, it was like a passing of torch. It's one of those matches that I'm glad you all hit me to, and I can watch it. It's real solid wrestling. I hate looking at trash. So just to keep it 100, I hate looking at trash. Some of these wrestlers in any company are pure trash sometimes. I'm like, oh, that's a box. Oh, Box Mania, Box City. Like it's just like, ugh, stop. So yeah, solid.
Right on. So Like I said, everybody, thank y'all for tuning
Hold
in.
on, Tony. Cavante, you got anything to add?
Nah, like it was dope. It's dope being back in the bar with the boys. The conversation was definitely interesting for everybody's point of view and how we came about it. It's always dope being here. Like let's do this again.
Oh yeah, we most definitely. You know how it go. Like I said, everybody, we thank y'all for tuning in. Always comment, like, subscribe, share this video if you're a wrestling fan, whether you share it in the Silent Monster page, any wrestling group page. Yeah. And that's it about that's about it, y'all. We will see y'all next time. And Too Sweet.